Hey everyone, I'm Ethan.
And I'm Jesse.
And today we're going to be talking about our favorite e-bikes.
Next on Now Let's Review. All right, Ethan, so what's your favorite e-bike?
My favorite has to be the Ariel Rider X-Class 52 volt. We reviewed this over the summer. I think it is fantastic. First of all, the styling is great. It looks like a mini motorcycle. I really like the way it looks. The colors are great. It's also super comfortable to ride. The seat is really comfy, it's well made. The riding posture is also great. You've got a little bit of a lean forward, which is kind of, again, that motorcycle style that I am really a fan of. You and I have both ridden that bike long distances, lots of times, and I don't think either of us had any complaints about the comfort while we've been riding. Another thing I love about the bike, which is probably my favorite thing about it, is the performance. It has probably the most powerful motor of any e-bike that we've reviewed. 1,000 watts nominal, 2,000 watts of peak power, and it rips. That thing gets up and goes, accelerates quicker than any of the other bikes that we have, has a top speed of well over 30 miles an hour, and really just makes it an exciting bike to ride. It also has really nice hydraulic brakes that have great feel and good stopping power, and the off-road tires make it able to handle trails, dirt roads, gravel paths, whatever you want to ride on. Combined with the front and rear suspension, you really can take that bike pretty much anywhere.
Now, I love the Ariel X-Class as well, but my one complaint would be the chain tension. It's kind of floppy, and so if you go over some big bumps and you're off-roading, it tends to flop and spank around. I haven't had it like fall off or anything like that, but it does look kind of goofy going over some terrain where you just hear this like clang, clang, clang.
Yeah, I agree. The chain tension is really weird. That's probably just something we can adjust. I do have some stains on my jeans from the chain oil rubbing off because the chain's flopping around so much, but again, I can get over that. Definitely my favorite bike.
All right, so Ethan, let's talk about two numbers here that I think are very important. Range and price.
Yeah, so the claimed range of the X-Class is over 70 miles. That would be a miracle to achieve the way you have to ride it, which is with mostly throttle. But with the range testing that I did, I got around 30 miles of just throttle, which is really impressive, and that's basically how you want to ride that bike anyways. So yeah, definitely can cover your urban or suburban commute if you have to, and yeah, I mean, you're really not going to be starved for range with that bike.
All right, and then what about price?
The price is $2,200, which is really not bad for the amount of bike you get.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, so Jesse, we covered my favorite bike. What is your top pick?
Mine is the Specialized Como 5.0 low entry bike. Now, low entry does not mean low price. It just means you can kind of step through it as opposed to having to, kind of swing your leg over the back.
So physical low entry.
Physical low entry, not financial. The reason that I like this bike is that it is a bicyclist's bike. You are actually pedaling, and your pedaling translates into you moving. And you might say, Jesse, that's every bike. But not all e-bikes. In fact, not most e-bikes. Most e-bikes don't have torque sensing. Most e-bikes just have cadence sensing, and the cadence sensing is not that good. You just start pedaling, and then the bike goes, and you could be pedaling really slowly, you could be pedaling very quickly. This bike is beyond good. It is exactly what I'm putting in, it's multiplying it. So I feel like I'm Superman on a bicycle. It is a mid-drive motor, and that means that instead of a hub motor, which is just outputting directly to the wheel, it's going through the gearing. So I can actually change gears. Most e-bikes, you're gonna be in top gear the whole time because the hub motor is doing all the work behind you, and you're pretending to pedal like you're the Wicked Witch of the West. I don't like that. I really like being able to put down, and flying. I can get up to like 25 miles an hour on that bike. I really like the way that it feels. You get to track how much power you're putting in. This is a biker's bike.
So now you mentioned the low entry being physical, not price-wise. What is this gonna do to your wallet?
So right now you can pick one up for about $3,700 up to about $4,000. Now that is a lot to pay for a bike. The thing that I would push back on is that this is high quality. Specialized is a very well-respected brand. This bike doesn't look very much like an e-bike. It doesn't have many of the quirks that many e-bikes have. The battery is integrated into the frame, so there's no just clunky thing sticking out. Another thing is, you don't even have to buy one first. They have dealerships/showrooms. You can go test ride one, see which one is your favorite, if you like it at all, and then make your decision instead of having to go like, well, these pictures and reviews from people on the internet that I don't know sound really good. Let me, spend, a couple $1,000s on an e-bike, and then it arrives in the mail from China and I go, I hope it works. No, you're gonna go to a dealership, they're gonna let you test ride it. And then, let's say a year or 2 years in, something breaks, you take it right back to that dealer. You know where they are. That is all taken care of, so that's a different experience. Hey, but wait, I got a bike I want to review. I want to talk about the HyperScorpion by Juiced Bikes. This bike is my favorite bike, and I think you guys should hear about it. This is the bike I always choose to go riding on. It makes me feel super safe. It has these big rear view mirrors, which you can see out either side of the bike. It's something you don't see on many bikes. Also, it's got 1,000 watts of power, kind of like your X-Class, which I love. And also, it's got really cool torque and cadence sensing like your Specialized, which I really like. Price, my bike is a lot cheaper than your Specialized. Right now, I think I saw it for 2,500 bucks. So that's a really good price for a bike that has this much range, 70 miles of stated range, which again, I agree with you, you're probably gonna use a lot of throttle, so you're probably not gonna get 70 miles, but that's still a lot of range for a bike.
Doesn't that have a horn too?
Yeah, a really loud horn, which again is nice for safety on the road. It has directionals, kind of like a motorcycle directionals, which is cool. And it's got this really cool front headlight, which can be in kind of a running mode with just a circle or a really bright headlight, which I love. Again, super visibility on the road. It's a massive bike. This thing weighs over 100 pounds, but it makes you feel like you're supposed to be on the road with cars because it can go up to 30 miles an hour, which is really nice. It's got the half throttle on the right, so if you need to get through intersections, that's awesome. Super comfy bike. Like yours, it's got the bench seat, which I love, and it's got dual suspension, which I really love. It is 20-inch fat tires. I would say I wish that they had knobby tires for going off-road. These are slick, and so there's been a few times where I felt like it still could take a tumble on something smooth. So that would be my one wish upgrade. But on the other hand, it is nice and quiet on the roads. This is more of a moped style bike, so if that's not your thing, but for me, it kind of is. I really enjoy it. It's a step-through frame, so it's easy to get on and off, which I really like. It has a massive battery. This battery weighs 12 pounds, so that's a downside if you gotta lug it somewhere, but it's just awesome because you got great range. It takes 9 hours to charge, which is maybe a downside, and it is hard to take on and off the bike, which is a downside, but it just takes a little getting used to, I guess I would say. I also love that Juiced Bikes is based in the US, so they have great customer service. They're out of San Diego, and if you have any problems, they're really easy to work with. All right, well, I won't take up more of your show. That was my choice, so I'm out of here.
Thank you.
Yeah, doesn't he have his own show?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing here, but it's good to have another opinion.
Yeah.
Hey, I hope you really enjoyed this episode, and why don't you go ahead and hit the like button. That helps us out a lot. Also, hit the subscribe button. We got lots more stuff coming.
Plenty of stuff. We got scooters, more bikes, electric longboards, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, like, share, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.
Now let's review.